Destiny calls. Clean out your closet. Hi everyone, it's Maria Maumela. Thank you for joining me. This dream is based off a dream that I had. Okay. So I dreamt I was I was in a classroom. There were adults, different ages and different nationalities. They were just ready for class. They had their books, they had their pens, and I was at the back of the class. Now, the back of the class, there was a change room that was set up, and I was getting dressed. My mother was there helping me to get dressed. Now, a mother in the dream represents the Holy Spirit. So she was helping me to get dressed. I was wearing a white suit. Okay. It was a white suit. I was wearing a pencil skirt. And then I remember I wore my heels and I went to teach the class. For the sake of time and for the sake of the topic, I'm gonna cut all the other things out. So I already had everything set up. My apparatus was already plugged in. My transparencies were ready. So when I went in, I just switched on my apparatus and was already putting my first slide of transparency. Now, an apparatus is that small equipment that uses that plastic, like clear paper where you write your notes and then you put them on the apparatus, and then it will, as you switch on the apparatus, the light will reflect the writings on the wall or on the whiteboard behind you. I do not know what you call it in your country, okay? So I began to teach my class. And as I taught my class, I was uncomfortable and I kept on trying to fix my shoes because my foot wouldn't fully slide in the shoe. And these were new shoes, yes, but I had worn them before. This was my second time wearing them. So I chose them knowing I'd be comfortable, but these shoes were uncomfortable. It was like now they were the wrong size. And I tried, like my feet were hurting because weight was not equally balanced on my feet, so my feet were aching. So every once in a while, I'd be fidgeting with my shoes. And my class was nice and kind. They did not give me the look that said, "Girl, what's wrong with you?" They were just kind and understanding. But I realized I could not go on like this. Otherwise, I would have to end the class. And I had just started. So I decided, well, I've got nothing else to do but just to try and solve this problem. So I leaned against the apparatus, and for the first time, I looked down at my feet to try and sort out this problem once and for all. I took my foot out. It was then for the first time that I realized that I had been wearing secret socks, and I don't wear heels for secret socks. I just don't. So I took off my secret socks and then my feet slid in so perfectly inside those heels. Then I went on uh, teaching my class. And as I walked around in them, I was so confident and so comfortable. I remember thinking in my mind, like, these are the most comfortable heels I've ever wore. Okay, I'll end the dream there. So now, as as you are about to walk into your ministry, into your calling, into leadership, into whatever that the Lord has called you, especially those who are walking into the spotlight, those who will be seen, heard, and known by the world, it will help you to start to clean your closet. You do not want to go about your ministry with secrets. Secrets are not necessarily like secrets, and not and skeletons aren't exactly skeletons because people around you could know, but the world doesn't know. And someone around you, an envious sibling, an envious cousin, an envious friend, can actually take the liberty of taking whatever information they know about you to try and slay your character, to try and discredit you in front of people. This reminds me of Oprah Winfrey's story. Oprah said that her sister, as she was rising high and starting to become this household name, her sister took the liberty to go to the newspapers and tell everyone that Oprah had had a child, that Oprah got pregnant, I think at 14 or younger, and she aborted the baby. She told the story and it ran viral. She was hoping to discredit her, to put an end to her career, to make people question her talent, her morals, and all of that. But instead, it was like more, it backfired. Okay, it just backfired. It was like publicity for Oprah, free publicity for Oprah. And she said, it is for that reason that to this very day, I'm not close with my sister because she went and told on her things that she had no business telling. She did not even give Oprah an opportunity to tell the story the way she wanted it to be told. So some of you have got some siblings who are ready. They are the Judas in your life. They are ready to slander your character. They are ready to try and destroy your character in front of the world. Some the Lord will reveal to you, and you'll always know that this person cannot be trusted, and you can always try to space and let them know as little as possible concerning your life. Them knowing your past is enough, okay? And these kind of people who have time to slay other people's character, they are the ones who's got some really serious skeletons on their closet, okay? And they really do. And you just wonder, like, the person who goes out to tell of your business, aren't they afraid that you're gonna spill out they go spilling dirt on you, but they've got real skeletons that can come out and make them look somehow. So now that's what happened with Oprah. Jesus was betrayed by Judas Iscariot. Do not expect to be betrayed by people that are far from you. Your own blood can betray you. And they are trying to go against the mission, to go against the purpose. But like, how do you change that? As people, let us be happy with the calling that God gave us. David was called to be king. King Solomon was called to be king over Absalom, Absalom. Yeah, Absalom. So not everybody can be king. Queen Esther was called to take the place of Vashti. Not everyone can be queen. Let us be happy with the position that God has given us in this life. And this life is but like smoke or vapor. It's only a matter of time before it is done. What matters is eternity. It's eternity. So do not let us not be bothered by the people who try to go against our ministry, our calling, our purpose. In fact, they should be taking it up with the Lord because they look at you and they feel that you are not worthy of the calling that God has given you. And they feel in their hearts that they are the better people to have that mantle. But then again, you just wonder, if they have the same mantle, why can't they do the same thing? We can all be called to the same thing, but go about it differently because of our different and unique skills and giftings and personalities. All right. But yeah, I assume people who go against other people's character, trying to make them look bad in front of other people, is because they really have got nothing good going on in their lives. Okay. So oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah. I almost burnt my samp. I can't burn my samp. No. So yeah, with the people that come against us is people that know about us, that will try to slander our character. It's because people look at you and say, but like, I know this person, I grew up with this person, how do they now change from this girl that used to run these streets playing with the other girls to be like the leader, to be at the forefront, to be at the top? Like how does that happen? How does this boy who just grew up running up and down these streets And now he's like the leader and he's like right there at the forefront. Like, how does that happen? That's why it is said that a prophet is not honored in his own hometown, is not honored. Because people are expecting a prophet to be like an angel, or better still, to be like Jesus. Okay? They're expecting this 100% clean record. No mistakes, no records of wrong. Not like, yeah. They're expecting a resume that will look like Jesus's, all right? And that's not possible. Greater are those that have fallen. The most humble servant is the one who's been forgiven much. I believe that Apostle Paul is the apostle that we've grown to love and respect because he had been forgiven much and he put in so much work understanding how much he had been forgiven. So, in this time, the Lord is saying, like, before you even hit the spotlight, you might want to start unpacking and cleaning your closet because that envious sister, that envious brother is waiting with a dagger, ready to put it right behind your back. Your cousin, your friend, even that prayer partner, they may be ready to just put a dagger on your back. So you want to take the time to take out things and tell the story from your own point of view before they do. And perhaps for some things, you be like, I don't care. They can just tell what they want to tell. And once it's out there, I'll address it. That's fine. But whatever you can address, you want to address. And for those of you whom people attack, like, do not worry. Like, do not worry. Jesus was betrayed. There's a lot of celebrities that we know, whom we know like a friend, just crept up from nowhere and started dishing things about them. We all heard about it and then we forgot what they said. We just know like this person's character was once scrutinized. Now we do not even remember the name of a person. The same as Oprah Winfrey's sister, like we just know her as Oprah Winfrey's sister. In her shadow, she remains. We do not know. And you don't even know her name. At least Judas Iscariot appeared in the Bible. We can at least call him by name. Okay? And he didn't end well. He ended up taking his life. Ended up taking his life. So these people who try to slander you, it will boomerang. It will boomerang on them. So they cannot. The thing is, to go against someone's purpose, someone's ministry, you must understand who you're going against. You're going against him that called them. You're going against the Lord. Now, you need to just sit back and just give these people to the Lord. You just say, Lord, you said I shouldn't worry about such people. You said you avenge. I trust you to avenge. Let God avenge. God will humble them. God will humble them. God will put them in their place. Tomorrow, if there's any problem with anyone's mission, with anyone's calling, with anyone's purpose, they will take it up to the Lord and understand that we do not call ourselves. David did not raise his hand and say, Lord, you can make me king. And look at how everything's been playing out. You can see that a lot of these people, I would say the majority of the people whom God has called are very quiet people. They really are quiet people. Like my kingdom spouse is an extrovert, yes, but he loves his privacy. He loves being on the down low. He really does. And he will like he doesn't need to be seen. He's happy to support from the back. Like he's that kind of a person. So let us be aware and be ready for the people who might have their daggers out ready to crucify our character, to try and discredit us before the world. When you are going through the fire being refined, they are not there. And yet, as the seas start to climb, they start to see all the reasons why you shouldn't be called, all the reasons why you shouldn't be walking in that call. Why don't they take it up to God? Why don't they take that up with God? Why don't they just have a sitting and speak with God? It is God that promotes and it's God that demotes. Let us see. If you are rising higher and higher and higher, why is the Lord not demoting you? Is he not the one that exalts the humble? and that brings down low the proud, the arrogant. Okay. So, yeah, I just wanted to share this testimony that as you are about to work in your ministry, you want to look at your life and see what it is you need to speak. Perhaps you are an ex convict. You might want to take the chance to make a cute video, okay, and speak about your past. And you don't have to go into all the details, and let the people know that, yes, you have gone through this and this and that. So that should your envious brother or sister, cousin, friend, prayer partner, whatever, should they turn on you, you're able to say, oh, yeah, I once addressed that. And you can go into details if you want, or you can just leave them to just embarrass themselves. Then they will be known to the world as who they really are: envious friends, envious brothers, envious relatives. You just leave them. They want to be in your shadow, then they'll be known as under your shadow, like so and so's friend. All we know is the famous person, and the character slayer remains as a friend, as a sister or cousin, never really called by name. People who have a purpose and a calling for their lives have got no time going after other people. They've got a lot of things going on for themselves. Where do I get the time to work on my calling, my purpose, my gifts, and still be a mom? And also deal with another person, checking on them, how they're living. Like, are you joking? Like, that's too much. That's too much. Like, you can't keep track, you can't keep tabs on people like that. It's too much. Okay. So now that's what I wanted to share and to encourage someone. Like, you might want to take your time to start taking your skeletons out. Take your skeletons out. If you have had abortions, you want to make a cute video, look cute, and start to tell your story. People will look at you and understand that you're human and will relate with you. Okay? Whatever that's in your past, if you were ever into prostitution, you want to come up and say, this is what happened. If you ever lived a thug life and was part of a gangster, you want to come out. If you ever was into homosexuality, it's all gonna pop like a balloon if you do not bring it forth to the table. Rather, you speak it and let it be known. Do not let your friends whom you used to hang out with be the one to tell the story on you. Let it only be lies, and anything else you have addressed, anything you don't feel like going deep into, highlight it, so that when it's brought in, you're able to say, I once spoke on that and I never went deep concerning it, because no one is perfect, really. No one is perfect. So whatever, if you have been involved in some addiction, in some in whatever substance abuse that you were in, you want to share a testimony of how God delivered you. You don't have to put them all in one video. One at a time, you address them, you put it out there, and people look at you and be like, she's real. I can relate to this person. This is a human being. I look at this person, I hear the story, and I understand that, wow, then it means the Lord can use me too. The Lord can use me too. So, yes, your calling is your calling. It doesn't matter your past. Look at Saul of Tarsus. The Lord called him, and he became one of the apostles, and he became one of the great apostles, but he was once against anything to do with the Jews, anything to do with the Lord. So you cannot change your destiny. Your haters cannot change your destiny. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to share, you guys. Thank you. God bless.